What's happening, people? Music Monday. Welcome to Music Monday. And today in the skillet, we are working our way through the Hillary Step album, and the next track we're down to is a tune I wrote a long time ago called Tattoo. So this one was kind of hard for me to remember because I couldn't find my notebook that I wrote this song in. So I don't know where it was or what actual year that I wrote it. It's kind of an odd song because it's got a lot of cosmic poetic imagery in it, and a lot of it doesn't necessarily tie to each verse. So let's just think about it. I know the first part is talking about kind of trading places with a star, and you get that hovering perspective, looking out from the cosmos at planet Earth and kind of observing how chaotic it really can be down here. For as much as we've evolved, sometimes it seems like not a whole lot's changed. The second verse too kind of ties into the linear scope of time, how we keep repeating the same thing. It doesn't matter what year it is. The chorus is where I kind of got confused on what all this was about. I think at some point I was somewhere, and I wish I could remember where this was, but I remember looking up through these transmission lines, big ones, the big power lines, uh, and I was looking at the stars through them. And I don't really know how all this ties together, but somehow in my mind I had the idea of looking at the cosmos again and then trying to compare, a flower as a symbol to uh, strength and being fragile and being meek and being kind. That sometimes strength is not always in the most obvious things like brute force or dominance or violence or whatever. It's the complete opposite of that. Don't really know how those two things tie together. Desire being not so much physical desire, but desire for things that you long to accomplish in your life, either goals or when you're driven, chasing the American dream, whatever it is. So many times we're hanging, dangling from that carrot that they wave over the top of us as we chase our whole lives after it. The last verse, kind of some cool stuff in this last verse too. I got to bring up won't be any fire when you're in here. So this is like a star re-entering Earth's atmosphere, and you know how normally they burn up or a meteor or anything, but in this case, there won't be any fire when you re-enter here. No major tom malfunction, and that is a direct tip of the hat to David Bowie's Major Tom. No major tom malfunction. Remember him floating in my tan can when he was drifting off in space. So that's in there, and then there's a little bit of physics thrown in it. See, no major tom malfunction, or 32 feet per second squared, which is the constant accelerating rate of speed. If you study that in physics, that's where that came from. So don't ask me how I got all this into the last verse, but that's what it is. No major tom malfunction, or 32 feet per second squared. Yeah, so take a mental picture, keep it in your mind, and just tell me what you see when you find the time. Because a lot of times you don't want to face what's really right in front of you. So that's what it's about, kind of about cosmically trading places to get a overall view and comparing strength and fragile things rather than dominant things. All right, guitar players, here we go. This one's in drop D. It's in an A minor position, but just take your ring finger off, so it's that chord right there. So this opening lick is an A minor, and then you slide up to the 5th fret, and you grab the D string, and you're sliding up to the 7th, and then hitting the G. So it's that's a D, C, D. So yeah, and then this is a G, and this is that D chord, big G, down to F, A minor, back to that G, and then half step down to F. All right, chorus is just A, A minor, D, and then it flip flops around F, G, and then back to A. Bridge is really cool. It's a A7 chord. You go all the way up to the 7th fret. And you're keeping the same shape. You don't have to move your ring and index middle finger off of the 2nd, 3rd, 4th string. So it's just very cool. And Felty played some cool slide in it. So that's kind of what we got quickly today for Music Monday, a tune I wrote many years ago called Tattoo, as Paul Harvey would say. Now you know the rest of the story, and you certainly do.